yesterday. I was trying to reconcile because I agree with Jay. It's not, but they're going to start Ben, and he's not going to finish games. Like, he'll get a start, but Haskins is going to get a good look by the end of the season.
Somebody will get a good look.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it'll be Mason Rudolph.
So you guys aren't giving up on Big Ben for this season?
To do what? To turn it around?
To be the starter.
He's going to start, Evan. He'll finish it off, and it's over, and he'll go do something else.
Know what else, though, when we say it's over? Steelers are going to compete. They're going to win a few games you think they're not going to win. They're going to compete.
They might win more games than what you think.
Right.
But as far as his future in Pittsburgh at the quarterback spot, this is a wrap. This is the end of the year, and end of his tenure in Pittsburgh, and you can clearly see it. And all of what Ben is going through is not just on Big Ben. There's issues at the receiver spot. There's issues on the offensive line. There's issues on the defensive side of the ball with health. It's a whole combination of things. But because it's Ben Roethlisberger, and we're so accustomed to watching them win and him play a different way, it's not the case right now.
Yeah. Offensive lines, look around the league. Look at the good offensive lines. I guarantee you think their quarterbacks are pretty good, right? And the bad ones, you think the quarterbacks are pretty bad. It's a structural issue.
Oh, Baker Mayfield, you're still like, he's good, but
he's right. He's not great, but he's good. You don't think poorly of him
because he has an incredible offensive line.
Exactly. Ben Roethlisberger, by the way, had something to say about whether it's real or not real that this team will ever give up, guys. Listen to Big Ben.
Oh, it's early. We played some good football teams. We feel like we're making some progress. We just have to find a way to, at the end of the game, have a W on the board. I need to be better. I need to fight through and figure out how to make better decisions, how to make better throws, how to, be a better football player. And that's why I just said I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep doing that. I'm not giving up on this season. No one in this building is. It's still early, and there's still a lot of fight left in us.
Mm-hmm. You know what I like about what he said, actually? It's little things can sometimes tip off someone's mindset, whether it's like they're in the right situation. He said, he didn't say I have to make better throws. I have to do this. He said I have to figure out how to. He is process oriented still. Like I gotta. I'm not doing. Like I have to figure out in my process how this is going to get better. At least that's a good sign that his head is in the right place to me.
Yeah. Look, he is an old quarterback that has run out of gas, and he's trying to roll down the hill to get to the gas station to fill back up. The only problem is the gas station is closed, so he's in trouble. That's what it is.
It reminds me of a lot of older NBA guys that I played against my rookie year that wouldn't have the same pop or the speed, but they knew how to get to places where they can be optimal, right? And that's what Big Ben has to do here. Like you can't expect him to do extraordinary things. He just has to be efficient.
Know what though? I think that was him last year.
Got to protect him.
I think that was him last year. Like everyone was like, can he have a bounce back season? I think last year was his so-called bounce back season. He got hurt. He didn't play. He's coming off an injury, late 30s, bad O-line, won 11 games in a row.
Yeah.
Dinking and dunking, which is not his style. To me, that's his bounce back year. I don't see it getting better than that last year. I see it getting worse. And last year, by the end, it wasn't good enough.
Well, when you have a guy like this in Ben Roethlisberger, you have to offensively help him out. The skill position players have to come to his aid in helping. They can't be running bad routes and not precise. They've got to win at the line of scrimmage.
Some bad juju, so to speak?
A lot of everything. But you got to help him because he's only going to be able to do so much. Mike Tomlin said it yesterday in his press conference. Ben Roethlisberger does not move around the way he did in the past. We could see it. Everybody sees it.
So the next three games, Broncos, Seahawks, Browns, Teddy Bridgewater still in concussion protocol. Who are you taking versus the Broncos? You taking the Steelers or the Broncos? Teddy Bridgewater plays.
Where are they playing?
At home.
I'll take the Steelers.
I'll probably take the Steelers.
Seahawks at home. Next game.
In Seattle?
No.
Oh, at home. I'll probably take Seattle.
Max?
I just feel like the Steelers are going to squeeze some wins out that they shouldn't win.
Right. So
hold on. What is Seattle at that point? Figure they're 3-2 or something like that, right? I'll take Seattle. I'll take Seattle.
Then at the Browns. I mean, that would be a tough game for them, but
yeah,
those are games like you still like.
Browns game will be tough, but it is a divisional rival.
Agreed. That's what I'm saying. Like this, they
Like
have
if you
a
look at
chance.
if you just kind of do it like Tomlin and he'll squeeze something out. Then you
Exactly.
look at the Seattle game and the Cleveland game and you go, probably they lose both, but one of those two games, they'll figure something out, surprise people. They'll be 2-1 over those three instead of 1-2. I think they're 1-2 over those three, though.
Well, that goes to show you, too, also, when people get into this whole thing, even about Bill Belichick or Tom Brady, I'm like, hey, look, you could be the best coach in the game. Mike Tomlin's one of the best coaches in the game. If you don't got dudes, if you don't got hosses, you ain't going to win chips.
It's all about the Willies and Joes and not the X's and O's.
Yeah. The Steelers, what's like confounding about them, and Key, I know you were talking about it's the kind of line they think they had and everything. They couldn't run the ball at all. When I see that, I'm not looking at the back. I'm looking at the line. When you can't get anything, I'm looking at the line. They didn't seem to be serious about addressing. Like I look at the Steelers, I think here are the two big issues. Aging quarterback, bad offensive line. Everything else you could figure out. They did not address either one of those issues.
Yeah, but
Either one.
so when they do self-evaluation, right? The end of the season, the scouting people, everybody comes in, they all got their grades and they're looking at everything and coaches are doing it prior to the draft. And they're saying to themselves, I think if we did this, they look at all their plays, all the pass, the run, and they start looking at all that stuff, and they're saying, we ran the ball pretty good. And you say, well, how did you run the ball pretty good? Blah, blah, blah. They only averaged a yard of it. But they're not looking at that. They're looking at if I had a back that hit that hole and cut this way and cut that way, then the running game would
Then
have
it's a week then. If you want
Not
more
gonna-
time,
not
well,
gonna do
I
that.
just don't understand why wait only a
Jay,
day and a
let me-
half later after you just went through this whole soliloquy about saying that if healthy,
Because guess what they did?
Andy Dalton is QB number
Because
one.
now when you say to me, you said this on Monday, and then on Wednesday you say something else, you know what I'm going to tell you? Is that we evaluated Andy on Tuesday, and we've made the decision that Justin is our quarterback moving forward because with things that we saw, we felt that Andy
Kind of
wouldn't
did say
be
that.
ready
He said
right now.
he said we had a plan, and then the
Yes.
injury happened and it accelerated. Jay, let me ask you a question. I
You guys
really want
just
to know.
making a lot of sense. of a
Because
guy-
you sound-
I'm just
you sound-
telling
you guys is making a lot of sense of a guy who has not made any sense at all.
But I have a
I'm just
question for
telling
you,
you.
Jay, because you definitely come across in this case like a Bears fan, right? Like or a fan of a football team. Okay,
I'm a Justin Fields fan.
I
too.
get it. I get it. Let me ask you this: what difference does it really make to you? On Sunday, he's going to get the ball. Fields going to get the ball, and he's going to play. I was going to play all this stuff all the angst that you're feeling. In the end, how does it affect what happens on the field?
Because who coaches me dictates whether I can be successful or not.
But here's what
That
I
has
say.
a lot to do with it. I've been around coaches that have been good leaders and good communicators, and you can see how people flourish in that type of environment. I've also been around coaches who have been poor communicators, and I've seen the way that trickles down into the locker room, and people don't get behind it,
So I wanna be
regardless of whether
clear.
he gets the opportunity to play a lot or not.
So I want to be clear. Your beef basically is that you think that the way Matt Nagy handled this does not put the Bears in the best position to succeed once Fields takes the field.
1,000%. It hasn't put the
Here's
Bears
what
in the best
here-
position since he's been doing all this stuff even last year.
Here's what I would say to what Jay said about coaches coaching and communicating and doing those things. Jay's right. You want coaches to communicate. The difference is here, though, is they're in the building with him. They already know. Justin Fields was not shocked or surprised, despite what Justin Fields says, that he was going to be the starter.
Can I ask you guys a question?
He's there. He knows.
Key, can I ask you a question? Do you think there's any part of Matt Nagy, since he named Andy Dalton QB1 during the summer,
Yes.
that he was beholden to that promise to Andy Dalton?
No.
Your human element, you don't think at all.
No, I don't think
No,
so.
you guys don't think at all because he promised Andy Dalton to be QB number one.
Yeah, but
that
that
was the
ain't no
reason
real-
why
but
he's.
that ain't no real
That's the
promise,
reason
though,
why
Jay.
he's continued.
But that's not a real promise. That's just talk.